This is Tim Willis, armed only with a copy of OBS and a built-in laptop microphone. This is another video for the Nomad Funnelhacker. We're continuing our project on our opt-in page. It's based on a Guns and Sun design. We're not trying to get everything pixel perfect. We're just modeling the basic structure out. This is as far as we got. We're still on the above the fold section, and we have to finish that out. And just our explanation, we call this section at the top the above the fold section because in the old days of sales letters, the most important thing to do was have your attention grabbing headline at the top of the letter, and that was always folded over when they folded things three ways. And so there was that crease line, and so when people opened up, they would see the headline, and that's why we call it the above the fold section, even though it's completely digital and not foldable at all. Let's take a look at what we're modeling here. We're going to be working with a 2-column row, image on one side, some text on the other, and a button. We're going to come here and add a 2-column row. We are going to go ahead and stick in an image element, and that's under your media section. We don't care what's there right now. I always find it useful to have something in an image element, even if it's not what I'm going to use. It's just a filler, like the logo Ed from logo we used. We'll just look in our image gallery here and see what we got. Okay, I think I'm just going to use this graphic right there. It's actually a ClickFunnels graphic, but we'll use it right here just for a space filler. So we can grab this headline here and clone it, drag it down here, and by cloning these pieces like this, we can retain all or some of the formatting we set up. So at a minimum here, this is going to be Poppins as far as the font, and the jet black color as far as the color. It obviously needs to be smaller. And I think we will also change the weight just to regular bold. So we're going to want to go ahead and come here. We can do this one of two ways. We can click on our text, click on the left align button, and align it to the left. We know we don't need that much paragraph, so we're just going to chop that off. As a funnel builder, if you're just a straight up funnel builder, you're going to depend on your client for your graphics, your images, your creative stuff, and your copy. Now, if you are more of a full stack, or at least partially a full stack funnel builder, you are going to provide some, if not all, of those other services, one of which may be copywriting. But at any point, you're probably going to already have the copy written out by the time it gets to the build. And so you're going to already probably have that all on some kind of document that you can just cut and paste into your element slot. So it looks like that is a little bigger. Let's try increasing the size a bit. See if that gets us there. I'm going to click override. I'm going to go ahead and leave this open sans since it's a paragraph element. We'll go to pixels. See what happens when we go to 20. Not quite. Let's go to 22. That'll get it there. So we're going to click on element and choose bullet list. By default, it will give you 3 bullets. And we're just going to use it 3 times. Okay, so we're kind of looking good there. But if we look at our model, it looks like we have a slight indent on the bullet list, as long as where it's pushed indented a little bit from the other text to the right. So how we do that is we go to our settings. So on our bullet list panel, we can go to list options. We have our option to make this a icon list or an ordered list. An ordered list is a list of ascending numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. This is actually using icons. So that's the first thing. Then we have our bullet space, which is set to 10 right now, and that's going to increase the space between each of the bullets, or decrease it depending on which way you go. We have a left margin and a right margin. These are not what you think they are. So we got the right margin set to 8 right now. If we move it, it moves our text away from the icons. We also have a left margin, which will move the whole thing. So our left margin could work. We also have a left-right control, which we could use, but the left-right control tends to squeeze things into the middle. So that's not the one we want to use in this case. So we'd want to use our left margin. And let's try 5. Let's go ahead and go with 10. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. It has indented it just enough that it's going to have that indent when compared to the other text. So we will grab our subhead line from here and clone it. We'll go ahead and resize this a bit. This is 22. Let's go ahead and make it 20. And then I believe I am going to make it the jet black color. Okay, so our spacing looks pretty decent. Now the only thing we have here is we forgot to indent it, so we want to left indent that. And now you can see we have kind of an indent here. Now, one thing I forgot to do while we're working on the bullet list, but we can easily do here, kind of check mark here on our bullet list. So we open up our bullet list, and we want to look right here in the section that says icon. We're going to click that. We're going to have this little search box, and we're going to type in check. And that's the check we have right now. We're going to change to this check here. And then we are going to grab our Duke blue color, I believe we'll use. And we want to go back up here. Actually, something down here. Typography is actually down here on this one. We want to go to icon color and change that. It's going to be a darker blue for our purposes. Okay. And then, of course, we could change the font style, font size, whatever we want to do. But that's good enough for right now. We're building out this basic structure. Now, another thing you can do is adjust the size of the icons on the bullet list separately. In other words, you can make them bigger or smaller than your font size on your text. But by default, the icons and the font on the bullet list will be the same font size unless you adjust that. And then we just need a button. Go to add element, go to our form section, and add a button. Now this button I'm just going to put here for right now. And the reason for that is buttons are kind of own thing, and they follow some different rules than our usual image or text elements. And I want to go ahead and address the styling of that button separately. What we do to get that is a setting under our size and spacing section called full width. Right now it says disable. So right now the outer perimeter size of our button is being determined by a combination of our font size and our side padding and the vertical padding to a small degree. If we click enable, then it fills up the whole thing. Now we need to style it a lot more, and we will. But this way we have our button there, and we will style the button later because we're going to have another button at the bottom. And most of the time with your buttons, just to maintain a consistent design, it's easier to create one button design and then clone that and just drag the cloned button to wherever you need it instead of having to go through it every time. Again, cloning is a way that you can save yourself a lot of trouble and maintain a consistent style. We're going to go ahead and save, and we're going to end the video at this point just as a preview where we're going next. Is we're going to go to create another section, which is basically a social proof section. It's going to have some testimonials, and then we are also going to have another call to action button, which is basically going to be this button, or at least a very slightly modified version of it. The fact that we will be having this on one column row means we're probably not going to have it full length going across there, but we're going to maintain all the other colored font styles, font size elements to it. So that's it for right now. We're going to end the video, and then we'll move on to the next video and start working on the social proof section.